Oh, yeah.
That was safe.
Here we go.
Did
Cheers.
it the right way.
To
To
you.
Neil,
Everyone thinks I'm Neil.
which you're not.
I'm really not.
No, you're not.
I mean-
Neil is actually my dad,
Right.
and Francis is actually my mum.
Right. So, I mean, if you're thinking about it, like, the band is kind of like more your band than my band in a way.
If you say so, but
Yeah,
I
but-
don't think so.
I come in and I steal the show.
That's true.
Everyone thinks I'm
do.
the guy.
Yeah, you do. Everyone thinks you Neil.
Let's move on.
Let me get
Do you want to do it? Okay,
let
you
me-
go. Thank God you're prepared.
So it's funny that we're using the song Dumb Love
Yeah.
today.
Right.
How do you feel about that guitar solo in that song?
Oh my God. The bane of my
Tell
existence.
people the history of the guitar solo.
Okay, so the
and-
guitar solo was written by Greg Cham, our collaborator, bass player in the band. He's an incredible musician, an amazing bass player. He's an even better guitar player, and he just shreds. And he wrote that guitar solo. And mind you, I did not want to play guitar in this band. Like, you remember this when we first started. I didn't want to play guitar, and I didn't want you to play in the band. I don't know if you remember that.
I didn't want to play in the band.
Yeah, right? We
Yeah.
were like, we didn't think this was ever going to be a band. But Greg co-wrote that song with us, and he ripped on that guitar solo, and it's probably taken me 8 years to finally be able to like hack my way through it. I mean, I can do it, but not every time.
Yeah. What's crazy is how effortlessly
He does
we
it.
have this moment at the end of our show where
Oh, yeah.
we do like a live, like Mark gives Greg, a bass player, his guitar, and kind of gives Greg a solo moment,
Yeah,
and he just like,
just makes me look like an absolute
yeah,
beginner. Like,
he's a
I
real
mean,
musician.
He's the shit.
Yeah.
I kind of want to tie this back into this idea of being a big picture or details person. Like, you've always been the big picture guy in this relationship. You're not kind of bogged down in the, like, oh, is that like an A sharp minor? I think that's kind of maybe what makes you such a great producer, is that you can like see things from a zoomed out view. It's nice, because I'm like forever lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
It's nice to have someone that can
It's
like,
the balance.
it is the balance, it's the synergy. You gotta find a way to
That
work
was nice,
synergy.
right? That was completely
Yeah,
legit.
I
That was all
know.
done. That was good. That was good.
I mean, maybe like, let's try to answer every question with synergy from now on.
A
Can we do that?
synergetic answer. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me go back to my notes here. Do you have a favorite song? Just kidding, that's not, it's not gonna work. Okay, what's your ideal number of people in this recording studio when we're working or when you're working, whatever? Like, give me the number.
2,
2.
me included, is 1.
Well, obviously. Yeah. So 2 total.
Yeah, I think I could run sessions with just one person at a time.
Is 3's a crowd?
3's a crowd. No, well, I mean, if I had my choice from my experience over the years, I compartmentalize each little bit. This
Okay.
person does this person does this person does this.
Right, but 2 at a time.
Just from experience, I think for 2, I think I could, but I think there would be too many people's opinions and ideas and wanting to get their idea in, and then everything becomes kind of convoluted and a mess. And I think I'm a little bit of a control freak, at least at that initial stage where you're writing something and having to like get like a foundation for an idea. I feel like, going back to your very first question, I think that is what I am actually probably best at, is getting that initial idea and like putting some barriers up of like, this is what this is going to be. But for instance, the other day when we were in the studio and we were doing that like little jam, whatever, and I was chopping up the sample
On the CDJs.
on the CDJs, and I was doing this hot cue thing, and I had a disco song that I sped up. And
What was that disco song? Do you remember?
And the X don't want you back by Surface. X, when your X doesn't want you back by
That was
Surface.
so cool.
Sick. And then we sped it, your tempo sped it up a bit.
Yeah. So you're
But
hitting hot cues.
hitting our cues and looping, and then like our drummer was there before we started rehearsing. I was go put a beat around this. But it would have been far better if I could have like done the loop I was doing, had that just to keep going, and then step back and be like, okay, drummer.
Rhythm.
His name is Rhythm,
His
but
name is
I'm
Rhythm.
actually going to call him Drummer from now on. Drummer, like play a beat, get a vibe going. We both kind of like, you and I would like probably tell him how to do it, or he'd come in with a vibe, and then I'd have him just continue to do that, and then I'd focus on what you were doing, because I feel like that would yield better results than everybody trying to like mishmash stuff in. And I feel like collaboration, like micro collaboration like that is probably better.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I feel like you're saying it's easier to have like the same goal with 2 people than 4 people throwing ideas.
Exactly.
We're not all
because everyone gets lost.
totally synced. Yeah.
Everyone gets lost.
Not that it's impossible with 4 people.
No,
There
I
are
would
moments.
do it. I would definitely do it, but there'd be a point where I'd be like, okay, enough. Like everyone stop for a second and like, let's focus on the one thing.
It's funny you said you wish that you could just like set it on loop and then move to the next thing, because my next question was, do you feel like you can have synergy with a machine?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
I mean, that makes sense because you have synergy with this hit-making machine.
Yeah, this hit-making machine right there.
Can you define synergy for me?
I feel like synergy is like an egoless flow state that is unbroken by thought.
Ooh, I like that.
Because I feel as if in the creative world, the moment that you start thinking, you should stop.